Today in this video I want to share how to control 5-volt relay board with Node MCU Esp8266 microcontroller board. So this is a very useful and cheap microcontroller. You can control a lot of appliances using the sensor. And of course, if you want to control something high power, you must use a relay. So this microcontroller, they will give a signal, and from the relay you can control any high power appliance, just like DC motor or a light bulb or a fan or anything that we handle through with the relay board. So this relay is basically required to have the 5-volt, and you must have the 5-volt power to make it on. So this is a VCC for 5-volt positive and a ground for negative, and in is the signal input from Esp8266. So the output will be, you can control both AC or the DC. The current will be up to 10 ampere, which will be 250 volt. So this is a very high power you can handle. So the thing is, this Esp8266, the output voltage is only for 3 volt. So there is no 5 volt here. So you can see this is the version that loading, and this is a microcontroller. This is made by Chinese firm. So you can see here a lot of digital pin, and here this is the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's 3 volt ground, and here also 3 volt ground to transmit receive, and there is no 5 volt output from here. Alright, so how we gonna control from the 5 volt? We must have the 5 volt extra power supply to make it work for a relay 5 volt. Alright, so this is we're gonna use the breadboard. This is not breadboard friendly, so if we place to the breadboard in this position, so you will see there's a full, so no place to put the jumper wire. So I'm gonna use for only one side so that I can use a jumper from this side. So keep in mind that this Esp8266, there is no 5 volt, and the digital input output is we have only 3 volt or 3.3 volt. So the logic high is 3.3 volt. There is no 5 volt. So the current will be only up to 12 milliampere. That is a very small current, so the signal is not so strong. So anyway, you can control a lot of things, but the things that we must have a sensor and a relay. Right, so the relay is 5 volt. So let us connect the wire. I'm going to use jumper wire from here. We're going to try from 3 volt. Let us see either these things work or not work. So the VCC basically is for the 5 volt. So there's no 5 volt here. We're gonna put to VCC to the 3 volt. Let us test either this thing is work or not work. So VCC we connect to 3 volt, and the ground we connect to the ground here. So that's how supposed to connect. That's correct. So VCC is 3 volt and the ground is ground, and in, oh, you must be plugged correctly. So the in is the signal. So the in signal, we're going to use digital pin number 1. Alright, so the wire is complete. So VCC is 3 volt and the ground is ground, and in is digital pin number 1. Then of course you must use data USB cable. So the USB cable must be the data types, otherwise you cannot transfer the data. So let us just connect the USB port, and I'm going to connect to computer to upload the code. Right, so now the computer is connected. So we need to open Arduino IDE here. So if you are the first time to use ESP8266 Node MCU, then you will not see these things. So what you need to do is you need to type file here and goes to the preference, and here I already add the junction file. This is the library file that to be able to use ESP8266 Node MCU with Arduino IDE. So I already copy this link. Okay, we're gonna cancel first. So I'm gonna show you that you go to the Google. Then what you can do is here Arduino IDE ESP8266 with Arduino IDE. You just type this link and we are going to add the file. So go to this link here. That's the file here. So okay, these things you need to copy it up. Alright, sorry. You just copy this link here. Just press right click and copy the link address, and I go back to the Arduino IDE here and just type okay preference, and here if you already paste here, you can just provide comma and paste Control V, and then you can click over here. So they will download and install all the necessary file here. And so what you're gonna do is you need to go to the tools here, and here you are not going to see this thing first if you are the first user, and you need to go to the board manager here. Go to the board manager and you need to type here ESP8266. You're gonna see these things. So ESP8266 by ESP8266 community that you need to install. I already installed this, so I'm not going to do it anymore. All right, so you need to install this thing and done. So the next you need to go to board here, so that by the time you will see, you'll be able to see these things. So here, and you select depending on your version. So I'm using NodeMCU ESP8266 version 3, so you can select these things and you select right here, and then you will see this here. So the next is we need to upload the code. So popcom, you can select any of them. So I'm going to select COM6. So right here you can see ESP module is connected to COM6, and then you can upload the code. So before you upload the code, you make sure that you are using digital pin number 1, because I'm using this project is just relay turn on and off, so they will on for 2 seconds, off 2 seconds. This is the delay. Alright, so the pin mode is a relay pin output, digital write, this is high. We are using active flow relay, and this is a void loops. So digital write high or low, because this relay is active flow. So once the signal is negative, the signal is low, then the relay will be turned on. Right? So relay on for 2 seconds, relay off for 2 seconds. Then we're going to upload the code. And then you can see here the code is already uploaded. And now uploading the code. Yeah, done upload. So we go back to the hardware part here. Done upload. But here, what we notice is the relay board is supposed to be on, but now there's no light anything. So 3 volt is connected to VCC, and the ground is connected to the ground in here. So yes, nothing's moved over here, so something is wrong with this. I just my connection. All right, I just connect to the 3 volt here is correct, and the ground is correct. This the pin number 1 is correct, but the relay does not work. So let me try to connect here 3 volt over here. Yeah, this pin is have the voltage, the ground here. Yeah, the relay is work. So one time the relay is work, you can see the LED light is a little bit on and off. The relay is likely to work. Our code is work, but the relay cannot be fully turned on because the thing is this ESP8266 output is only 3 volt, so it's not enough to make it on and off. So we need to have extra 5 volt power supply. Right, so if I change to here 3 volt, sorry, ground here and here 3 volt, this power pin not even on for 1 second. So ESP8266 will not directly work to 5 volt relay, so we must have 5 volt extra power supply. Right, so I have 5 volt power supply here. Okay, right, this is my power supply. You can see there's a 4.96. I'm going to adjust a little bit here. 5 volt. We need to set to 5 volt. Okay, I'm setting to 5 volt. My power supply is 5 volt right here. And then what I can do is here, from here, make sure that you connect the correct pin. So 5 volt positive, 5 volt positive we connect to VCC here. 5 volt negative we connect the ground here. So we can see our relay board is turning on, but the relay is not functioning as our code. Our code is to make it on 2 seconds, off 2 seconds. So now the relay board is turning on, but it's not like our code. It's just the board is on, but the contact is not turned on. So what we can do is from the ground here, 5 volt negative we connect to ground of ESP8266. Ground wire. So another ground wire we connect to the ground of ESP8266 here. So it does not make sense yet. The relay board is on, but we can see here the signal is coming, but the relay is cannot on. That means from the signal from ESP8266 is too weak. It's not enough to make it on for a relay coin. So what we can do is we need to have BC547 NPN transistor. So BC547 NPN transistor is you place to this side, and then this is collector. The first pin is collector, in the middle is base, and the last is emitter. So what we can do is we need to place on the board right here. So this is BC547. It's a collector, base, emitter. So emitter is basically ground. So from the 5 volt ground we connect to emitter, that is ground. Alright, so from this emitter ground we connect to ground on here. So it does not make sense yet, because we are not still using collector and base. So what we can do is here, from D1 we remove and we connect to collector. Alright, so what we left is from the D1 we have to connect to base. We must use 4.7 kilo ohm resistor that we protect our ESP8266 digital pin not to draw over current, because this ESP8266 the current is only 12 milliampere. That's very small. So if in case your transistor is required to drop up to 20 milliampere, then your ESP pins can be damaged. So we need to protect our ESP board. So D1 we connect to the base. So now our code is work. So this is how the ESP8266 you can control the 5V relay board. So this is not only the 5V. If you want to replace to 12V, you can even to replace 12V. So let me replace 12V. Alright, so the connection is the same. I just remove here and just replace 12V. So you can see the signal is coming, but the relay is not turning on because now our power supply is 5V. Then currently we use relay is 12V. So what we can do is here we need to increase our input to be 12V. So you don't get that we not damage your ESP8266, because this 12V is not directly interfaced to ESP8266. This we go through to BC547 NPN transistor. So now our code is the even 12V relay is work. So you can increase to 12V. Alright. So this is the way how you can control 5V or 12V relay with ESP8266. So no matter how many types of the relay you use, you must use a transistor to shift the level, and then only you can control your relay. Alright, so I hope this video will help for someone, and if you think this video is helpful, please a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching my video.